Hello everyone, today I'm going to be checking out some preview figures for an ongoing Kickstarter by Taiga Miniatures for Planet Shark by Scott Nees. Okay then, Planet Shark, written and illustrated by Scott Nees, Spectralidax, and fulfilled by Taiga Miniatures, delete as applicable. The Kickstarter campaign is for a range of little land sharks, adorably cute as they are, that are based on Scott's work and can be used in a Planet Shark based skirmish game. So when you're playing, look at the little hammerhead with twin guns. He looks so happy. They all look so happy. When you're playing, you build a warband, which is called a Shiver. And Shivers are constructed out of different types of shark. Now, as the campaign progresses, you may see specific themes coming in. So there's a team fortress that's due to be unlocked by the social stretch goals. There's samurai shark. There's a primal sort of barbarian looking ones covered in fur and bones, that sort of thing. But regardless of the theme, you still have 4 different types of shark to play with. These are pups. So they are examples of little pup sharks, baby sharks. Pups are roughly, well, I'm going to say 20 mil tall, around 15 mil to eye level, although eyes vary, as we can see from the hammerhead, with the rocking the harpoon / spear. They have a really nice look and feel to them. These are obviously the physical 3D printed versions. But they can also be got as STLs. So the files used to print these will be the files that you get if you back at STL level. Couple of interesting things. I'm not a big 3D printer, but if we swap over from the pups to the Sharkoids themselves, they're slightly bigger models. Pups are all mounted on 25mm bases. The brutes, your sort of standard core troop, are mounted on 32mm. And I can show you with this one because he's up on rock, that they're all designed with holes at the base. For the ones that aren't on a rock, it's actually the bottom feet have got holes in them. So they have a flat finish with a hole in the center so the resin can drain out because they're actually hollow. Some of the little pups are solid completely, but these are designed to be printed hollow, so you're not wasting a huge amount of resin on them. And the majority of the supports then are either internal or you have a small amount going up the back and along the sort of tail fin. So they should be relatively easy to clean up. These came pre-cleaned. As you can see, there's still supports here and there. So when you get them, you'll need to go around and have a look and with a sharp knife, clean off any of those remaining parts. And then if you still have sort of bumps to be removed, I find a very thin grit. So this is 3000. This is one of the finer grits I use. Is actually more than sufficient to remove those little bumps and blemishes. You don't need to go with a high grit and ruin the finish. You can go with quite a low grit and they'll still come off. And then afterwards you can give it a final sanding with a higher grit again if you have any scratch marks. So just when you're coming to prep them, it's not a major issue. Just get yourself some decent sandpaper or sanding sticks. As far as the brutes go, there is a host of weaponry. Yay! From melee weapons to ranged weapons, like this primal here, with the massive Barrett-like sniper rifle. Quite like this. He appears in one of the cartoon / drawings that has been done by Scott, and it says on the side of the barrel, "Quiet Daka," because obviously sniping from far away. There are a couple of different types of sharks. You have your regular sort of sharks, and then you have your hammerheads. And overall, the production really maintains the look and feel of Scott's illustrations. So they have that really cute, chibi look to them. Be they armoured and carrying a rocket launcher and grenades, or ready to deal some damage up close and personal after you've netted them. Here's one of the hammerheads. So when you're putting your Shiver together, the individual Sharkoids cost different prices. Pups are obviously cheaper, but pups also have less supply, and supply is what you use to buy your weaponry. So you can't buy a load of cheap pups and then equip them with the best gear. They won't be able to afford it. The best they can manage is, a couple of pistols maybe. Here we see some sort of Gatling gun, which features obviously in game then as well, because you can have something like a bazooka that knocks your opponent back, but the Gatling gun with multiple recoil will knock you back as you fire it, which means engaging in the melee on the tabletop becomes a bit frisky. And it has a sort of campaign structure to it, where as you get, I'm going to call it honor, because I think it's honor, but as you build up your honor point, then you can get better gear and sort of upgrade your Sharkoids as they go. And we have a little suppressed MG looking thing, so a bit of sprue gate, or whatever they call it, scaffolding support on the outside of the gun there that just needs to be cleaned off, and some around the bodies. But the important thing is the top of the models, where most of the detail and where people are going to be seeing it is, I say detail, they're relatively flat, but they have such pristine finish that if you want to keep that, then you want to keep all of the gating and scaffolding towards the bottom as much as possible, which they've managed to do. Even the little half-eaten fish with its bones. It's very, very charming indeed. Two of my favourite brutes. The hammerhead rocking this absolutely brutal deluxe two-handed weapon that's unfortunately come a cropper and is at this stage just some sort of massive cleaver for him. God knows what wielded that in life. And then the ever so jolly, happy hammerhead pirate captain, pistol and cutlass, little baby pupper on top of his hat, and even a waistcoat. I mean, they are just full of so much charm. Absolutely beautiful. Like I say, these are all on 32s. There are a bigger set of Sharkoids, the veterans. They come on 40mm rounds. And as you can see, they are the best of the best, the elites. You need a leader for your Sharkoids, and probably it's going to end up being a veteran. This one with this gun lance, potentially. Who knows what's going on there? It's certainly wired up anyway. And a touch of the cybernetics, potentially because they've gone through the wars and come out the other side. Because you do have that sort of campaign-like aspect to it. Another one of the veterans rocking big hefty armour and a set of Wolverine styly claws. Chunky boy. And then his Sharkoid, possibly glyph / totem on top. Might actually be a real jaw. And the final one of these with a brutal mechanical gauntlet. Again, could be wired up, or maybe just grab somebody and then this pistons into them. The larger of these figures are around 25mm to eye level, about 28 to the top of the bunts. But it gives you a nice bush size difference between your little baby pups, your brutes and your veterans. You do get that escalation in size and equipment as well. Okay, there's also some stretch goals and add-ons that they've been working on. So these 3 sizes of Sharkoid are your core components of your Shiver. However, there are also mechs available. You can see one here. Now, I will say the actual STL / miniature on the campaign, it's up on a rock, which I don't have, so I've just put another base under the foot to level it off, just in case you're wondering. But the base, torso and legs is one piece. The body is one piece. That's ball socket connection at the waist, and then ball socket connection at the arms. Upper arms are separate, and then lower arms you have options. So there are things like a twin cannon, a grippy claw. We also have large chainsaw style weapon, and then things like missile racks as well. And they all just have this same curved positioning point, shall we say. In this case, I've gone for punchy fist and blade gun with shark skull, because sharks. But yeah, once you've put these on, like I say, ball socket there, and because you've got this arced, curved recess, you can position it forward, have it more sort of out shooting, leveled off. You can pull it back a bit. There is posability in there. Shoulder pads go on afterwards as well, which helps give a bit of stability. But there's a couple of other mechs that are also stretch goals that should be unlocked, which have a very different look out, sort of more like an octopus style mech as well. This is around 50mm, possibly 60 at the highest point in the smokestack on the back, but 50 to the top of the chassis. And assuming that light bulb is its eye, it's about 45mm tall. So it's a quite nice piece of kit. Some nice detail as well. As you can see, the feet are sort of, they're not solid feet, they're tubular in nature. It has that ramshackle feel that they've put it together, which is what you want, because after all, the Sharkoids are just dealing with scrap waste. One of the mechs that's coming, which has a very R2-D2 look, is also accompanied by a little grill tray with burgers, and then a little burger carrying pup. So these are some of the additional stretch goals, which are just charming in and of themselves, but also can be used in game terms. Apart from the figures, and this is by no means anywhere near a full set of the figures, there's also a selection of terrain. So we have this sort of curved door, like a submarine bulkhead door, which is actually a little piece of barricade, and there's two together. So you have some structures that can be hidden behind or ran about. They are roughly 35 long and where are we? About 25 to the top of the door upright, and about 18 to the door lying long. 28 there. There's also a couple of sort of flatter barricades or wall sections. Again, one long, one short, because you're going to be playing out your games on a relatively small table. So a sort of a 3x3 where you're fighting over scrap and be wanting to get in close and personal to collect that scrap, of which they have scrap tokens and the like as well. Although I've none to show you here, you can see them on the Kickstarter. There's this delightful, what I can only assume is a nuclear warhead in a mining car that's been sort of cut to fit. So you can push that towards your opponent, be lucky, or hide behind it and hope they don't hit it. In fact, I think in many respects, it's probably better if they hit your target rather than the cover they're hiding behind if it happens to be a nuke in a mining car. That's a chunky fellow. He is roughly 30 by 40 at the widest. Obviously, it pivots out. And height-wise, you're looking about 35 mil to hide behind. But not the biggest piece of scrappy nonsense, for there is a huge sea mine. Sea mine come, I don't know what. It's got a hatch on it. Is that just where they put the stuff in? Big chain hanging off it, and then all of the various points for destruction. And like the miniatures themselves, hollow, open at the base, so your construction is relatively light, and also you don't have to worry about uncured resin leaking out from inside as time goes on. So yeah, a fascinating set of sculpts, a fantastic set of little Sharkoids, and what looks like it's going to be a very fascinating game as well. You can already download the game from the Kickstarter page and from Taiga website. So if you're interested in finding out more, you can go there and take a look and check out Scott's artwork online as well. So there we go, a selection, but not the full selection of the Sharkoids coming for Planet Shark. Interesting design, that cute, chibi, fun shark look to them. I mean, they're cute, they're killers, but they're cute. And I really like what Scott's come up with through Spectralidax, the design and the writing behind it, the idea that this ocean planet has just become a dumping ground, and the only reason they're going to war is to find out who gets to be king shark when it comes to absolutely slaughtering humanity and putting them in their place. So, you know, good. Obviously, I can only speak for the quality of the 3D prints, having not printed them myself, but they are coming from the STLs that will be available from the campaign. So you can see the expected quality that you'll get, and they look absolutely fantastic. They just have such a really unique feel to them. And then obviously stretch goals are adding in things all the time. So there's like the burger mech and the big walkers, which could be a lot of fun. Or you just go nuts, just loot the scrap, build the weapons, and win the war. It's time to take things to the Alien Galactic Council and slap people down with your Sharkoids. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.